I start off by heading to my local hardwood dealer and I pick up some 8/4 white oak. The first thing I need to do is cut these down into some more manageable sizes, and then I'm going to get these sides perfectly flat and square using the joiner and planer. And instead of walking you through every little detail, let me just show you and I will be quiet. Okay, now that all the lumber is perfectly square and flat, I could throw it on my table saw and rip them down to all the exact same width. And I'm doing this so I can mix and match the white oak, so not every piece comes from the same board, because there are a little bit of, different colorations in the white oak, and I just want to mix and match it in a way that I think would look cool as the finished product. So here they are. I'm just kind of going to rearrange them in an order I want. And then I'm going to be using my biscuit joiner, and I'm setting this depth really, really low because, again, I'm going to be power carving everything, and I don't want to carve too deep to where a biscuit will be showing. So these are all going to be on the bottom side, and I just know to not power carve deeper than, an inch, inch and a quarter. I ended up doing around 4 separate glue ups because it's always stressful when you have multiple biscuits per board and you're doing more than 3 boards. It gets pretty risky. So I did multiple glue ups and then flattened the whole block once that was dry. And then from there it's time to start working on the design. So sit back and watch the design unfold. So I've never power carved anything like this before, kind of an abstract design. I wanted it to look kind of like it's flowing, like a blanket if you drop it on the bed, where it just has creases all over the place. So all I did was just draw out lines, and these lines were going to be my low points in the carving. Now, because of you guys, I actually found out about a company called Arbortech. In my epoxy and wood bear carving video, I asked you guys, what tools do you like best for carving something like this? And there was a majority of you that recommended Arbortech. So I reached out to Arbortech, I told them what happened, and I am so pumped. They actually sent me some of their tools to try out for this. So this is the turbo plane here, and this just bores out material like nothing. This is white oak. This is one of the densest, hardest woods you can get, and probably one of the hardest woods you can carve out of, and this turbo plane just made quick work of it. So thank you so much to Arbortech for sending me these tools, and I will feature a couple of other of their tools on this build. Be sure to check them out. I will put a link to these tools in the description. So I was at this point in the build when I posted this short video on my Instagram stories page. This video sparked a couple of concerns from fellow woodworkers on Instagram. And what they said was the horizontal white oak, basically the end grain of the white oak being glued up to the vertical grain of the walnut, might over time, due to humidity and other changes, expand and contract, creating gaps in this wood. So right here, this is the area where it could contract or expand, causing gaps. So at this point, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? So I decided to inlay this plywood along the seams of the white oak and the walnut. And aside from this, I also had my master woodworker friend that lives down the street, Alex, over at Underwater Design, come over, and he thought this would work, and also that I shouldn't have an issue because I used biscuit joints and the wood was 2 inches thick, so there is a lot of glue surface area. So this could be overkill, I don't know, but I'm going to do it because I do not want this splitting on the client after years and years. So I did everything I possibly could, and I thought this was a good idea. Let me know what you guys think. If you think this is going to run into any issues, if you think this solves the problem, or if you think this is completely overkill and I didn't need to do any of this due to that 2-inch thick wood and biscuits jointed between the white oak and the walnut. What do you guys think? Let me know. And while it's flipped over, I thought this would be a good time to put on the little feet and the French cleat. So I went ahead and did that. And now the moment I've been waiting for. I get to test out my new 40-watt Nasum laser. Check it out. Installing this laser and setting everything up took around 30 minutes, and I have to admit I know nothing about lasers, so the directions were great on that aspect. It was super easy, and this can also run on a couple of different programs. I decided to use Lightburn because I heard that was the easiest, and it turned out it was. So in order to get the wood lettering that I want, I have to mill up some walnut. I'm going to make right around a 1/4 inch thick walnut, and I'm going to see if this laser can cut that. Now that is really putting this to the test. This is a relatively inexpensive laser machine compared to what is out there, so I didn't have the highest expectations going into this. But I quickly realized that this machine can actually cut 1/4 inch walnut, and that is pretty crazy thinking about the price of this machine compared to others. This machine retails for around $370 to $400. Nasum is offering you guys a unbelievable 40% off by using the code Blake554. Now this is only for a couple weeks, so you would have to place this order pretty soon after watching this video, but that is an unbelievable deal because that means this thing is only a couple $100. And the other cool thing about lasers is it can not only just cut wood, it can do full engraving on wood, metal, plastics. It can be a vinyl cutter. I mean, really the possibilities are endless, and people start businesses by just having one of these little machines around. It's extremely versatile. Once everything's cut out, I use some CA glue and some wood glue and attach all the lettering and logos. Once all that was dry and secured, I decided to add my very final touch, which was my signature out of etched aluminum. And then I finished all the wood using some odies oil. I want to take a quick second and say that if you've liked this build up to this point, hit that thumbs up button, let me know what you think in the comments, and consider subscribing. It turns out a staggering 96% of my viewers are not subscribed. That means that if only a couple of you hit that subscription button, it would make a world of difference for my channel. Thanks. I want to thank Joey and Nina over at Woodcliff Builders for giving me the opportunity to build this, as well as full artistic freedom. Thanks guys, I hope you like it. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think I should build next. I'm Blake from BM Sculptures. Until next time.